We're here at the Harpeth Hillsboro game. I'm Cody Mitchell, and I'm here with my color commentator.
And I'm Nathan Healy. I'm going to be his co-commentator for the day.
And we're picking up, and we've already got some action going on. Pushing and shoving. Before we start, this game is brought to you by Fairview High School Media Production. Mr. King, as well as Nathan and myself.
And we are very happy to be here. It is a beautiful day out here today.
All right, Hillsboro can't keep it off their side.
All right, Hillsboro's pushing up the field. A beautiful pass.
They're trying to get it out. They're trying to get it out of their zone. Harp is doing very well playing on the Hillsboro side of the field.
Oh.
Sending a long through ball.
Sending down to player number 6, which is
Unfortunately,
Kaylee
there were
Bonin.
some defenders keeping him on sides. Drop. Back to pass. Pass intercepted by Harpeth.
Little confusion down on the field, which way the ball's going.
The ref made a call. It's going to be on Harpeth, which means it'll be a Hillsboro kick. Taking the kick is number 3, Miranda Ham. She sends it in. It's deflected out by Harpeth. Outside of the foot. Defender steps up. Harpeth passes it. Almost taken away by number 9, Madison Green. Passed out. Harpeth dribbling it down. At midfield, she looks back for the drop.
Hillsboro
Fancy footwork by Harpeth.
Hillsboro doing a great job of keeping it off their side of the field.
When we started out, it looked like Hillsboro was had some issues getting it over to the Harpeth side, but as we can see right now, they're doing great at controlling the ball, possessing it, and Harpeth can't seem to get it away. I mean, they've got some lucky stops on D, but other than that, and it's dribbled out by Harpeth. Good throw. Harpeth picks it up.
Sending it back downfield.
Back down on Hillsboro's side of the field, and it's in a desperate attempt. It's kicked out by number 7, Jennifer Derland. Looking for somebody to open up. Oh, she tries to force it down line. It's intercepted right over the leg of the defender. Harpeth's going in. Hillsboro kicks it out, but it doesn't make it out of bounds.
Control of the ball again.
Harpeth takes a shot. Excellent save by the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper sends it up.
Hawes.
Goalkeeper sends it up. Waiting for the throw.
Right, here comes Hillsboro with the ball.
Good throw. Tries to send it down line. Doesn't make it there.
Ball goes right back out.
Hillsboro trying to get it up. They wind up dribbling it out, which is okay. It's all right because sometimes you have to do that, Nathan. You have to kick it out of bounds in order to prevent the goal from being scored. I mean, it's almost strategic from the defense. You see it so often. Some people just think it's a last-ditch effort, but it's really not. You try to keep it from being a goal kick, obviously, but sometimes getting it out is the best option.
That is very true, Cody.
Looks drop down line. Keeps it in bounds. Harpeth sends it through. Number 28 does a cutback. And it's kicked out by the defender.
Hillsboro's defense right now doing a great job of preventing them from spreading throughout the field.
Hillsboro is. Harpeth hasn't been able to get off any crosses or switches, although it may be being played on the Hillsboro side. They definitely aren't making anything out of it, Nathan. Dribbled out.
Hillsboro taking the throw in.
It's a good throw. It's downfield. Hillsboro taking it down, looking for somebody to open up. Nobody's downfield. Number 22, Ashiana Miller, tries to take it by herself. She takes it down. Some of these are confusing me, Nathan, with the handballs, but they're just protecting themselves. For you viewers at home, they are protecting themselves, so it isn't considered a handball. Girls are allowed to throw their hands up and keep from being hit in the
I
chest.
get what you mean, Cody.
Wide open goal. The goalkeeper left it wide open.
First score of the game by Harpeth.
I mean, I wish we could play that back, as you could see the entire right side of that goal was just completely opened up. If I was on Harpeth's team, I would have made the exact same shot. It was a beautiful shot.
Harpeth saw the opportunity and took clean advantage of it,
Great
Cody.
opportunity. Harpeth's going to make a sub here.
Beautiful teamwork.
I mean, they have a sub. I don't know if they're going to put her in, though. Here she comes. She's coming in. Harpeth's making a sub.
Looks like she's coming in for Madison Heathcock.
Hillsboro sends it down line. She's dribbling it, looking for somebody to open up. White trying to kick it out, get it out of bounds, just so they can have time to kind of recuperate with what they're doing. The coach is on the Hillsboro side trying to communicate with him a little bit. I recognize one of the coaches is Jason Loudon. I don't really recognize the other. It's up. Harpeth desperately trying to get it down on the ball. The best thing you want to do in those kinds of situations, Nathan, is to get it down on the ground so that you can control it and keep it contained.
It's very true, Cody. Harpeth seems to be doing a good job of trying to get control of the ball.
A ball on the ground is far more easy to control than a ball in the air. Up, Harpeth wins the battle between...
Going straight for the goal.
Oh, and it's...
Cut off by number 4, which is Christina Henderson, doing a great job of defending her goal.
All right. It's going to be a kick. Harpeth did a little bit of pushing in the back, so it's going to be a Hillsboro kick right here. And we see some powerhouse kicking going up to Asiana Miller. Asiana kicks it back. Oh, it must. I'm sorry. It went off the foot of a Harpeth player, so it's going to be a Hillsboro throw. It's a good throw. Nice
Beautiful
little foot drag
throw
on the end of there. Back to Asiana Miller. Tries to juggle it just a little bit in the air, control it, get on the ground. Pass is intercepted again by Hillsboro.
Harpeth doing a good job trying to keep it off their side of the field now. Harpeth's offense pushing up towards the goal. Clear
Make the shot. Oh, good shot.
Another goal by Harpeth.
So it's 2. Harpeth's up by 2 on Hillsboro, who has 0. That shot was a little bit better defended by the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper just wasn't high enough. Couldn't get high enough. The goalkeeper...
McLean Hawes
this time didn't leave any of the goal open, yet she just wasn't tall enough to get up and make that save.
But she definitely made an attempt, Cody.
She did, and I mean, sometimes with these short goalkeepers, you can't really expect too much out of them. But she does have some skill, obviously, to be the starting goalkeeper for Hillsboro girls soccer team.
Hillsboro pushing up.
Hillsboro couldn't control the ball. Number 9, Madison Green, loses it. They get throw-in as the defender. She's been a powerhouse today, too, in this game. Very impressive performance.
Yeah. Especially with
takes
us
it down
one here
line. The
about
goalkeeper chooses not to pick it up with her hands, but instead to send it back up the line.
good kick by our goalie.
Hillsboro trying to get off their side of the field. They're already down by 2. The last thing they need is for another goal to be scored. They're trying to force it back up onto the Harpeth side. Ball's kicked out of bounds. It's going to be a Hillsboro throw-in. Harpeth kicked it out of bounds. Looked like there was almost a little bit of confusion there. Not very good communication by the referee on his part. So, Nathan, I know you do a little bit of coaching on the side. If you could give one little piece of advice to these players, what would that be?
Which team are you talking about, Cody?
To these girls soccer players.
You know, one thing I've noticed is just the sections, Cody. As you can clearly see in our video stream, they seem to be clumping up a lot, and they need to really play their sections out on the field rather than clumping up in a giant clump like that.
Okay, clumping up into clumps. All right, here we go. Harpeth throws it in. Tries to dribble it down. Harpeth kicks it. Great defense by Hillsboro. Oh, got to get it over that half mark.
Job.
She's got a breakaway, and that Harpeth defense just is not letting up here. Harpeth taps it out of bounds. Like I said before, sometimes the best option is to kick it out of bounds. You don't want to get trapped in your own third of the field, you know what I mean? You don't want to get trapped in your third of the field just not being able to control the ball and dribbling it backwards. But and a throw-in is definitely better than a corner kick in every sense of the word. So step up by Hillsboro D. Little bit of bumping, but no big deal. Ref decides to let it go. They take the shot. It's no good. It's going to be a goal kick. Some things you don't notice sometimes, Nathan, is that 3 refs is actually very useful. This game they chose to go with 2 referees instead of 3. So how do you think that that's affecting the calls they're making?
You know, Cody, when you have 3 refs, it's a lot easier to spread them throughout the field and keep your eye on the ball at all times. But due to them having 2 refs, they're going to be missing a few things and be running a lot of the field. So I think especially towards the end of the game, it's going to show that we don't have as many refs for this game.
It sure will. Hillsboro kicks it out. And 2-man seems to be a lot more lenient because with 3, you get to see every inch of the field. You have eyes everywhere. 2-man's a little bit more limited. Throw in straight to a Harpeth. Hillsboro's going to take the throw in this time. Harpeth trying to step in front of it. A little bit of fighting going on over the ball. You can really see the intensity in these 2 teams' faces. I don't know of any rivalry, but there's definitely some heat between these 2 teams. I mean, both of them want it really bad. Hillsboro's got to step it up. Harpeth's doing very well. Very impressed with their performance so far. Very well possessing in the Hillsboro third of the field. For most of the time, it's been in the 18 for Hillsboro. That's where we've seen most of the action today.
It's very true, Cody. Hillsboro's doing a great job right now of keeping it on Harpeth's side. They're persistent and going after that ball repeatedly.
Folks, before you question, sometimes a little bit of bumping in soccer is what makes it the sport it is. So you gotta let that go. Looked like that was supposed to be a give and go pass, but it was blocked off by number 7, Jennifer Derlin. A give and go means that they pass, run, and then they pass back, and that's what it looked like. It was supposed to be a little 1-2 pass action, but the Hillsboro would have none of it. That looks like that's a little bit of pushing there by Harpeth, but ref decides to let it go. But you could see very clearly her arm was straight out. Harpeth's just going to kick it. Hillsboro's just going to kick it out. Just get rid of the ball. Give them time to set up and get into some shape before Harpeth continues their assault on their third of the field. So, Nathan, what do you think so far about how Hillsboro is performing?
You know, I think they're doing a good job, but I think their defense needs to start moving a little quicker. Harpeth seems to, when they get down the field, be getting around them fairly quickly.
One thing I've noticed a little bit on both teams is the movement off the ball. These girls seem to have an issue when they aren't on the ball, just trying to move around a little bit. See, if you see here, one person on Hillsboro is moving, the rest are just standing absolutely stagnant. They aren't really, you don't see any of the liveliness, just kinetic energy going on. They're all pretty static, just standing where they are.
That's very true, Cody.
Harpeth's dribbling it down. Falls over. Oh, well, looks like that's going to be called a foul. Good call by the ref. It looked almost like it was a bit of a trip, but nope. So it's going to be a Harpeth kick. And the way it works is if it's a direct foul, it's a direct kick. I'm sorry, if it's a malicious foul, it's a direct kick. So fouls, that kind of thing, handballs, those are direct. High kicks, having your shirt out, indirect.
And that is out on Harpeth, so it's going to be a goal kick for Hillsboro.
Hillsboro trying to set up. They need to get some shape going on here so that the goalkeeper will have somebody to send it to. Hawes sends it out. Goes right out of bounds.
Well, I don't know if you saw right there, Cody, but that number 33, Madison Heathcock, is definitely appearing to be one of their more aggressive players. I'm seeing her all over the field assaulting that ball repeatedly, trying to get it off their side of the field.
Also, Stephanie Witten, very good. Stephanie Witten just been everywhere tonight. Bravo, Stephanie, so far in this game.
Harpeth going down for another shot at the goal. Hillsboro not letting them take the shot. Beautiful pass up by Hillsboro. Looks like they're going to get it off their side.
Hillsboro dribbling it down the field. No foul there. Harpeth fell right over on their own with their own momentum.
But a beautiful follow-up by Hillsboro.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's very hot out here today, and as we get down to the wire, you'll see some of the energy draining out of these players. How do you think that's going to affect their game, the heat and the humidity? And I mean, Tennessee is very, very warm this time of year, so you'll see some of these players start to get sweaty and hot. And how do you think that's going to affect their performance, Nathan?
Well, I think especially some of the players like we were talking about, like Madison Heathcock, who are being as aggressive as they are, later in the game, especially towards the later part of the second half, it's going to be rough for them, and they're going to be needing some subs.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to take it up. Harpeth's going to get a kick. Looked like it was an offsides call.
Great kick by Harpeth, upfield. Hillsboro intercepts the kick, starts pushing it back down.
Got a triangle formation going from Hillsboro, but a little bit of stagnicity off the ball. Able to keep it in bounds. Harpeth was able to keep it in. Pass almost intercepted. Dribbling it down, Harpeth goes. Hillsboro keeps it. And there it is, Stephanie Witten again. She is just such a powerhouse. I mean, she's a brick wall back there, Nathan.
She's doing a fantastic job on Hillsboro's defense today, Cody.
The ball's taken by Harpeth. Stephanie, you got to watch that, Stephanie. It looked like it was a little bit of a push in the back, but the ref missed it again, and that's one of the flaws of this two-man system like we were talking about earlier. You don't see everything, and that was certainly a push in the back by Stephanie Witten. I have to go ahead and say Harpeth got a breakaway.
Taking a shot on the goal. It's going to be too far out, giving Hillsboro a goal kick.
Hillsboro trying to set up with a goal kick. Number 2, although she didn't get the ball, had very, very good pressure, and that's Taylor Robertson. Very good pressure by Taylor. Asiana Miller coming back and playing some.
All right, Harpeth taking the ball up down towards Hillsboro's goal. Hillsboro doing a great job. Harpeth taking a shot, but is blocked by the goalie.
Excellent job from the keeper on that one. You see some of that skill. Although she may not be able to get the highest, she's definitely got the heart of a lion coming in with that. Just stole the ball away. So props to you, McLean Hawes. All right, it's going to be a kick coming in.
Hillsboro taking the kick.
A good kick by Sienna Miller makes it over a couple of
Sent
defenders.
back down by Harpeth. Picked up by the goalie.
Keeper's going to recover it.
Hillsboro's goalie has been doing a pretty good job today. She's not managed to block all the shots, but she's definitely being persistent going after that ball.
Oh, definitely. And, it's commendable at this point in the game whenever you see a keeper like that continue to pursue. It's a saying whenever you play soccer that, after 3 shots, you might as well take that keeper out because they're good for nothing. It's just because at that point, keepers are so hard on themselves that, they're about to break down because, you got to understand that when a goal is scored on a keeper, keepers immediately believe it's all their fault. And so when 3 goals are scored, they just lose so much focus. But she has managed to keep her composure and heart and just keep going for this ball time and time. And it's her consistency that's going to, over flash, is going to win this game.
And that is very true. Something I've noticed with coaching, especially with some of the younger people. Once goals start getting made, they start beating themselves up.
It's true for all players, every age. Any age group, honestly. Sienna Miller sends it up. Hillsboro's got the ball. Hillsboro's still trying to fight it out of their third of the field. Pushing off the ball, and here comes the keeper. Great step by McLean Hawes.
That was a risky move right there, Cody.
But like I said earlier, it's her heart, it's her courage, that kind of stuff is gonna make. It's just consistent, is all it is.
It's gonna make a huge difference in this game.
Harpeth looks for the drop back in the middle. Doesn't find it. Asiana Miller is gonna take it away. Harpeth sends it up. And there it is again, Stephanie Witten, such a phenomenal defender. Also, again, with that consistency thing we were talking about earlier, it's great to just see a player that's just great throughout. So
that was a beautiful catch right there by the goalie, Cody. Saw that ball going out, and she dove on it. That's exactly what you want to do in a situation like that.
Miranda Ham's got the ball. Coach is telling them to make their way up the field. I think that the coach is trying to tell them to get some movement off the ball, which is something that they're kind of struggling with. Hillsboro especially is just they'll get the ball and then, if they don't have it, they just kind of give up on it, start walking around. But that's not what you need to do. They need to move to space and make that open shot.
That's very true, Cody. Especially in situations like right now, as you can see, they need to be moving to block that attacker.
You folks at home, I wish we could show you here. Whenever they don't have the ball, it's got to be game speed 100% of the time. They got to move to space. They got to go for the open pass, make the splits, make the drops. They got to open themselves up for this game to work for Hillsboro, and this game is just not working for them so far. When they have the ball, they're phenomenal, but when they don't, they're just walking around. It just seems. So here we go, Hillsboro throw.
Harpeth immediately on that ball.
I don't even know. I think Hillsboro just needs to get pumped up. They need to start getting worked up and energetic. Being able to just drive for that ball. Ball's played in. Harpeth kicks it back. Goalie's going to step in and take it away. Takes it up. Oh, not a very good punch. Straight up, not very distant, but very high. The power was there. It was just set in the wrong direction. Asiana Miller dribbles it up. Asiana's been a very strong player, both when she was up at offense and now she got pulled back to defense, and she is very good, very, very good in both positions. Harpeth throws it in off the body of Harpeth. Hillsboro's throw.
Once again, right there, Harpeth immediately on that ball, not giving Hillsboro a chance to set it up.
Harpeth, Hillsboro's just standing around watching. Harpeth has got way too much time to just set up what they need to set up. Hillsboro's just kind of watching as Harpeth is dribbling it all around them. Harpeth boots it downfield. Not really very possessive, but more like a game of kickball. Asiana Miller close to being a high kick there. Harpeth misjudges the distance from the ball and stops it. Dribbling it. Harpeth fighting for that ball.
That would be number 2, Taylor Robertson, fighting for that ball, doing a great job.
Hillsboro gets it away. Asiana Miller's going to make the run. And it's taken away by Asiana Miller. Just gives up after she makes a misstep. But luckily, number 2, Taylor Robertson, is there to save the ball for Hillsboro. The ball's in play. Boots it down, big boot all the way down to the other end of the field. But we'll see Stephanie Witten just kick it out of bounds. She had plenty of time, but she's decided to take it. But the best time you're going to be able to get is on a throw-in. Everybody's got time to set up, and Taylor Witten doesn't step in front of the ball. But the goalkeeper's there to pick up the slack.
Hawes, once again, right on that ball.
McLean Hawes sends it up. Harpeth, Asiana Miller's there, trying to put the press on. And she intercepts the pass. Hillsboro dribbles it up.
Jennifer
Still
Sterling taking the ball.
Still trying to get it out of their own third of the field. Struggling to keep the ball out of Harpeth's grasp. Hillsboro taking it up. And Stephanie Witten is there again, like we were talking about earlier, one of the more consistent players on the team. She's just been phenomenal at defense so far. She doesn't have the range that Asiana Miller has, but she definitely has the skill.
Definitely. And definitely the persistence that we were talking about.
It's going to be played right back to Stephanie Witten, who's always there. It seems like she's on every ball. It's kicked around. Hillsboro's got to get it out of their third. I mean, it's too much pressure on the keeper. She's getting too worked up. It's too hot out here. They got to get it away. All right,
and what we're talking about. Hillsboro taking the ball, but Harpeth immediately stopping that ball and sending it back.
Harpeth has had a very strong defense this game. I mean, I've been very impressed with the way their defense has been performing. They're on every ball, keeping it out of their half of the field every time.
And there's a penalty call right there.
However, it is going to be a call on number 7, Jennifer Derland. So we're going to see what happens here. Defender just kind of came through her. She's setting up the kick. All right, we're lined up for the penalty kick. It's going to be taken by Jennifer Derland. It's up. Hillsboro in Harpeth's third, dribbling it down.
Hillsboro looking for someone to pass. No one is open. Harpeth doing a great job of blocking them.
That looked like it was going to be out on Harpeth, which made it a corner kick, and it was. Harpeth's defense really has been pretty solid this game. I mean, they've been able to keep Hillsboro out this entire time and force it into Hillsboro's third, while Hillsboro can't seem to match that back at Harpeth. So, I mean, defense is so key in a soccer game like this. I mean, if you had to think, if you were building a team, Nathan, which do you think you would be stronger with, offense or defense?
Me personally?
Yes.
Defense. If you have a solid defense, you can win the game. Because if you have a great defense, they can never score.
Hillsboro trying to force it in. I mean, you know what they say, best offense is a good defense. Or maybe it's the best defense is a good offense. Either way, it seems like it works.
Nice clear.
Nice clear by Stephanie Witten. Again, very consistent, very, very concise. She's been playing very solid this entire game. And there she is again on the defense. She's just a wall. She's blocking out everything that...
Harpeth got a clear run to the goal. Penalty is called.
Penalty. Looks like it was on Harpeth.
Looks like
appeared to be
offside.
an offsides call, is what the ref was looking at. So this is going to be a kick from Hillsboro. The kick is taken. It makes its way up. Jennifer Derland sends it through to Asiana Miller. Hillsboro gets a breakaway, and it's denied by the Harpeth defense yet again. Harpeth defense looking very good this afternoon.
Hillsboro sending in some subs.
They're taking out Jennifer Derland, who's been very good so far this half. I mean, I don't really know. I don't know what the coach's reasoning is behind that, but perhaps he just needs to tell him something.
Or maybe give her a break. She's been one of the more active players on their team.
She has, and forwards and midfields are very, very. They get strained so much because they do the majority of the running on the field. So you have to see where she's coming from on that.
Well, folks, not sure if you saw on the camera, but there was a pretty bad collision right there, which is the call the ref made. Looks like Hillsboro did some shoving.
Hillsboro takes the kick. Harpeth sends it back, keeping it out of their third. And here we go with the second half. It's starting. Harpeth strikes first, dribbling it down, trying to get it down on Hillsboro's third. Maybe since the sun has changed, I know that last time it was actually in Harpeth's size, so we'll see how the environment affects the way that these teams play each other. The sun actually does have you're going up for a header, and the sun plays a big role in that. I mean, if you get the sun in your eyes, it is very tedious to try and see the ball whenever it's eclipsing the sun. So it is very tough to have that kind of thing, and you can see the sun's just starting to go down here. So we'll see how it affects the players.
Definitely. Now, Cody, going in the second half, you give one piece of advice to Hillsboro. What would that be?
I mean, Hillsboro, like I said before, they've just got to move off the ball, and they have to continue being consistent. And sometimes it's not all about the ability, but the heart. And I mean, they got to move off the ball. They have to be stronger on defense too. It just keeps being played in Hillsboro's third, and they can't get down. And Harpeth's defense is having none of it being played over there. So, I mean, Hillsboro hasn't really even gotten a shot on goal this entire game. So. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll see how the second half treats Hillsboro, but I mean, I'm not really sure how it's going to turn out.
All right, Hillsboro doing a really good job right now, keeping it off their side.
Harpeth for the drop. It rolls off of the foot and goes out of bounds. Ball's thrown up. Looks like it was a missed throw. It went straight up in the air rather than going like it was supposed to. Oceana Miller's going to make the throw. Excellent throw by Oceana Miller, and like we were talking about before, she is one of the more consistent players out here, and also one of the most versatile. I mean, she's been playing defense, offense, midfield. She really has just been a jack of all trades when it comes to this game.
Definitely one of their stronger players, apparently.
And Hillsboro made a big mistake, passed it right across the middle of the goal, and it was almost taken away by Harpeth. Luckily, they didn't work on it enough to make Hillsboro regret it.
Good throw-in by number 2, Taylor Robertson.
So here we go. Hillsboro trying to just force it up the middle and just shove it down the throat of the Harpeth defenders and play it on their third.
Ref doing a quick job of getting out of the way of the ball.
Something a lot of people don't know is if it does hit the ref, it doesn't. I mean, the ref is just considered a part of the field. He's just another obstacle. If it does hit him and he goes out of bounds, let's say Harpeth kicks it into the ref, it goes out of bounds. It's out on Harpeth. It's not out on the ref. So you're supposed to play as if he was just another one. And Harpeth scores again.
Wide open goal.
Wide open goal again. McLean Hall has just got to cover up that space whenever it comes to goalkeeping. So we're going to bring it back up to the middle for a kickoff. Harpeth just kind of dominating this game so far. Let's see if Hillsboro can pull it together. I'm surprised that McLean Hawes is having such a tough time goalkeeping because her coach, Jason Loudon, is an ex-goalie, I think. So, I mean, it's difficult to see her not being able to cover up those gaps.
Well, like you said earlier, Cody, a lot of this goaling comes with the mood. If they start beating themselves up, blaming it on themselves, their goaling skills just go down, and you really see it come out.
Okay, Harpeth has the ball. Keeping it out of their third. They've been very good at doing that this whole game. Majority of it being played on the Hillsboro third. It's on Hillsboro's half of the field for, the majority of this game we've been watching, so we'll see if they can't turn around. They need something to happen, some kind of morale boost to get them going in this second half. Jennifer Derlin throws it into the foot. It's dribbled. Almost taken away by Harpeth, but Hillsboro continues to fight. And it's booted out to Asiana Miller, who gets shoved off the ball. But the ref's not going to call anything. Harpeth dribbling. A little bit of a lack of communication there by Hillsboro as they both just kind of ran towards the ball, and I don't think either of them knew who was supposed to go for it, so a little bit of communication never hurt anybody. And that's going to be out on Jennifer Derlin. I kind of want to go ahead and take some time here to thank again Mr. King, this Fairview High School sponsor of media, for making this all possible. And again, I'm your commentator, Cody Mitchell.
And I'm Nathan Healy.
And we just want to go ahead and take this time to thank the Fairview High School Media Production and Bob King for all that he does.
Pass back by number 6, Kaylin Bonin.
Harpeth trying to figure something out, trying out a little bit of fancy footwork there. Hillsboro's defense really needs to step it up. Oh, that looked almost like she took a dive there on that play, but no call from the ref, so it's just going to be a throw-in. Harpeth's going to take the throw. And it's a good throw taken in. And once again, there's Stephanie Witten to kick it out of bounds. She really has been one of the stronger players defensively on the Hillsboro team today. We've seen some really good things come out of her. Very consistent, very, very powerful player. And she's been one of the playmakers for this team. So. Hillsboro struggling to get it out of their half of the field as Harpeth just continually hammers it back into them.
Harpeth taking it upfield towards the goal.
You can hear the intensity in these parents as they yell, and that almost looked like it was going to be an old goal. It looked like it was supposed to be a pass, kind of a 1-2 back to the keeper, but they just struggled to pull that play off, and so it was almost a goal. Hillsboro's just got to communicate better when it comes to that sort of thing. You can hear the parents yelling out here. It is quite intense, and the intensity on these players' faces, and you got to give it to Hillsboro. No matter how bad they're being beat, they're so intense, and you can see in their faces.
Yeah, that's very true, Cody. Hillsboro sending it upfield, hoping to get it off their side.
Jennifer Derlin struggling to get the ball away from Harpeth. Throw in.
Looks like a bad throw in by Harpeth.
No, it wasn't a bad throw in. Looks like there was just some substitutes, and she didn't have time. She didn't wait like the ref asked her to, so they're just going to rethrow. It's going to be Harpeth's throw again as she waits for the subs to finish. Ref calls to resume play. Again, another throw in. Asiana Miller intercepts it. And there's Stephanie Witten. She's playing up right now. She's playing more of a midfield position than defense, but I don't know about that because she has been one of the bigger, stronger players on defense today, so I don't know about the decision to move her up. I don't know how that'll affect the defense for Hillsboro.
But you never know, Cody. That may be the push they need to get them forward and into the goal.
I mean, it might just push everything up defensive-wise. But the Harpeth defense has just been a powerhouse today. Looks like there's an injury on the field.
Looks like she's going to be okay.
She's all right, though. She gets up and she's walking around and everything's all right. So we're going to resume with this throw-in. Harpeth taking the ball away from Hillsboro. Hillsboro's got to get at least a shot on goal. I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you never take, Nathan, so.
That's very true, Cody.
And there's Stephanie Witten again playing that pushing up that position rather than playing defense.
She's doing a great job of keeping the ball down on Harpeth's side. I mean, this is really what you need, especially getting towards the end of the game, is when you're behind like Hillsboro is right now, you got to get that ball pushed up and get some attempts made on the goal. Hillsboro's had very little to no attempts on the goal this game.
Harpeth clumping up. You just see a bunch of Harpeth players staying together, but they disperse and try to open up for a pass. Harpeth dribbling it down. It's stopped, however, by Hillsboro as she falls on the ground. Harpeth throw.
Sean Miller on the ball quickly.
Harpeth throw again. It's in, and Asiana Miller goes to receive the throw in and doesn't get it. It's going to be another Harpeth throw in. You know, throw-ins can actually be pretty crucial if they just keep pushing up that way. It's a great way to just gain yardage on the other team. Even though people think that throw-ins are pretty trivial and meaningless, if you get throw-in after throw-in after throw-in to the point where you're playing the ball on the opposing half of the field, it is quite helpful to just be able to push that up without any risk of losing the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, especially when you're down that close to the opposing team's goal, throw-in can make the difference when you make that goal or not.
Asiana Miller for the goal kick.
Pass up to number 19.
Ansley Keith sends it up. Hillsboro throw in. It will be taken by Stephanie Witten. She throws it in to Asiana Miller. Miller loses control of the ball, dribbles it a little bit too far in front of her, and Harpeth doesn't hesitate to take that ball away.
Clean hoss with a nice cover on that ball, sending it up the field.
Taylor Robertson kind of lost control there on defense. She's got to get between the ball and the goal in order to keep them back, to press them away. Ansley Keith doing a good job of dribbling it out, which is really what you want to do whenever you play defense. Is you want to dribble it out rather than allowing them to get it into your 18. You want to dribble it to the outside because it's a big no-no to put it into the range where they can score. You want to get as far away from the goal as possible, and if going forward is an option, then the only other option is going out.
True.
Harpeth just playing this game on the Hillsboro half of the field. I mean, Hillsboro's got to get it out of there if they want to have a shot at winning this thing. Jennifer Derling comes back to try and play the ball up, but she can't get it past. She can't get it past Harpeth. They play it down line. That's a good kind of play is to try and push it up line, but you can't force something that isn't there. But it's always a good thing to have a cross waiting there. I mean, your linesmen are the things that are really, really helpful in a game like this to cross into the middle, but you can't force something that isn't there. You're going to wind up losing the ball.
Looks like it'll be Asiana Miller taking the throw in.
Taking it way up. It's a good throw. It's up. Off the head of a Harpeth player. Asiana Miller keeping Harpeth on sides right there. It's being played up. Keith passes it out to Kaylee Bonin.
Now, Cody, I do have to say, this game, Harpeth has been doing an amazing job of immediately, when that ball comes into play, just getting on it quickly. And not just one of them, several of the players moving and just immediately going after that ball.
I mean, it's kind of the thing, whenever the ball's in play, whenever you're playing the ball, you have to move, but you also have to move off the ball. And a good thing that Harpeth's been doing has been opening themselves up for passes and such, so on and so forth. But Hillsboro hasn't really been doing as good of a job of that. You have to move with the ball, and you have to give the ball carrier options, honestly, if you want anything to come out of it. Once again, number 2, Taylor Robertson, trying to work her way in there and keep a goal from being scored.
Looks like Harpeth's taking the throw in.
We're about halfway through with the second half, and Harpeth is up on Hillsboro still. Hillsboro still hasn't really gotten many shots on. Actually hasn't gotten any real shots on goal. So they have to get it down the field and try to make a play, because they can't do it on their own half of the field, and they just have to be able to really buckle down on defense and also push that ball up and keep that momentum going through the Harpeth defense, which has been incredibly strong this entire game.
That is very true, Cody. And what Hillsboro needs is just to start working their sections, get some teamwork going out here, get that ball over to the Harpeth side of the field. Because like you said, their attempts on the goal are not going to be able to be made from their side of the field, which is where the ball spent most of the time this game. We got a penalty called. All right, Harpeth moving immediately, getting back on that ball. Like I was saying earlier, Cody, they're doing a great job of that this game.
Yes, they are.
Another shot at goal. Looks like it's going to be a goal kick, though.
Oceana Miller's going to take it again.
Oceana Miller, they've been moving her all around the field today, Cody, but she's definitely proven to be one of their stronger players throughout this game. Just the consistency of moving, even off the ball, moving onto the ball, just moving that ball all around the field.
It really is nice to see somebody with the range and just the versatility like that, where everywhere you play them, they blow it, they hit it out of the park. You know what I mean?
All right, looks like we may have a penalty called.
That looks like it is just right outside of the box, Nathan. Luckily for Hillsboro, if they were just an inch farther in, that would have been a PK, and that would have just been ugly. So, I mean, it's times like that when you gotta beat yourself up for letting that happen, but at least you did it outside the goal. But no matter what, they scored a goal anyway. So
despite it not being a PK, it looks like Harpeth still made it in the goal, Cody.
So Harpeth just extends their lead to 5 over Hillsboro, who has yet to take a shot on Harpeth. But you got to give it to Harpeth. I mean, it's not like they don't deserve it. They've been phenomenal on defense. They've been able to possess it on the Hillsboro side of the field, and Hillsboro just hasn't been able to deliver tonight.
Which, although you do have to give some credit to Hillsboro, Cody. Like you said earlier, just the intensity out there. They really are trying and giving it close to their best shot.
I mean, yeah, nobody said they weren't trying, but, I mean, Hillsboro, they have heart, they have intensity, and they are giving up, and I love that about them, but it comes to the point where you just got to be able to communicate, you got to be able to move off the ball.
It's very true, Cody.
And Hillsboro cannot start kicking themselves and just, giving up right now, because they still can keep this from being a shutout. We're a little over halfway through the second half. They're down by 5. We'll see how it turns out.
Oceana Miller getting on that ball, trying to keep it on Harpeth's side.
Looks like a foul on Oceana. One thing about girls soccer that's a little bit different from boys soccer I have to comment on is the camaraderie. I mean, you always see somebody running over to help somebody else up. You don't really see that much in boys soccer. It's kind of like if you fall down, rub some dirt on it, get back up. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. McLean Hall's moving quick to get that ball off their side. It's a good move by the goalie. Sometimes it's not the best move to pick up the ball.
That looked like it'd be a push on Harpeth, and the ref does call that. So it's going to be Hillsboro's kick.
And number 3, Miranda Ham taking the kick, it looks like.
Miranda kicks it up. It's a line drive straight down, but unfortunately Harpeth was able to get in front of it over Hillsboro. Another foul called by the ref. Ham's going to take it again. And another powerful kick downfield. But once again, Hillsboro's got to get in front of some of these Harpeth players on kicks like that. I mean, that's a great opportunity to get some yardage, and they just aren't. I mean, they aren't getting in front of the ball. They really can't get a breakaway. Harpeth has got such a strong defense. I mean, it really is. It's impressive at how strong they are. But I do love how Hillsboro's not giving up. They're just consistently trying. They're being persistent, persevering. But they have got to move off the ball.
Yeah, definitely, Cody. I mean, it's early, like saying, Hillsboro's just having some problem with stagnicity. Just when that ball is not for them, there just seems to be walking on the field, and they need to be getting open because they're not going to be able to just boot it down the field towards Harpeth. Their defense is too strong for that, Cody. They're going to have to dribble it down and pass it and make it around the defense.
Definitely. Harpeth kicked out of bounds is going to be a Hillsboro throw-in. They got to move off the ball. They got to give her some options. She's got drop, and she's got Oceana Miller, and she decides to go for Oceana Miller, who sends it down line. And once again, like we talked earlier, you can't force something that isn't there, Nathan.
Ellen Hicks down there on the ball for Hillsboro.
Ellen just tried to force something that really wasn't there for her, so it didn't pay off in the end, and we saw that just now.
Hillsboro trying to get a shot at the goal, but Harpeth is just not letting them through. Going to be out on Harpeth.
Harpeth has a bit of a problem bunching up, but I mean, they're getting to the ball every time. They are clumping, and they are getting sucked into the ball, but they are where the ball is every time. And that's fine. That's the game you can play as long as you don't get worn out by it, which Harpeth isn't.
Oceana Miller took the throw in for Hillsboro. Harpeth kicking the ball. It's going to be another Hillsboro throw in by number 3, Miranda Ham.
She throws it in. Hillsboro looking for something. It's up. Okay, that was a beautiful shot. Beautiful by Oceana Miller, but it didn't get in there. The goalie followed it out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick.
That was a great attempt there, Cody. If we see a few more of those, Hillsboro might have some points before this game is over.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we got to see how this turns out. Hillsboro playing it down. Harpeth takes it away. Harpeth is doing a really good job at looking, and oh my gosh, the powerhouse Stephanie Witten just coming through the ball. I mean, she's doing fantastic on and off defense. She's laying these girls out. Unfortunately, she's run into her own players too. But it's beautiful to watch somebody with the driving heart that kind of driving heart is just beautiful to see. That's all I gotta say.
Hillsboro doing a great job in the later part of the second half of keeping the ball off their side. They're definitely pushing up, trying to keep it on Harpeth's side and get some more attempts on that goal.
Harpeth has just got to have more options. They got to look for the crosses. They need to look for the through balls. They need to look for the switches. They're playing a very, very, very flat offense, and they just need to look for other options. They need to spread the field. They need to just kind of disperse this strong Harpeth defense and try to play it through the holes. Out again on Hillsboro. Harpeth makes their way up. Using these throw-ins like we talked about earlier, which are actually a very handy tool when it comes down to it.
Once again, Oceana Miller on that ball. Definitely been one of their strongest players this game. Hillsboro doing their best to get the ball off their field back over to Harpeth.
The Hillsboro defense can't dribble it backwards. They look back. Well, they could have looked back to McLean Hawes for the drop 1-2 kind of thing. But luckily, McLean Hawes gets to pick it up whenever it's off the foot of a Harpeth player, so that's useful too. Not a very good kick though. Very, very shallow. Most of the time with this, you aren't looking for the height you can get, but the depth instead, and she just can't get it. I mean, barely outside of the 18.
But the Oceana Miller did move quick and try and do her best with the ball she was given.
Oceana has done a very good job of moving off the ball today. She's been one of the better players on Hillsboro for that, and I think that's commendable.
All right, looks like the ball's going to be out on number 3, Hillsboro. Miranda Ham sending it upfield.
Harpeth building, what seems like a wall to keep this Hillsboro offense from sending it down there. And here's Stephanie Witten playing in her defensive ranks where she's what she's used to. And look, if you see here, you got this big old clump of white. It's just, it's not necessary. There's like 6 of them right there. It's just too much. They need to spread the field. They have to spread out this this Harpeth team, or they won't get anywhere with this. A big boot coming out of Hillsboro. Downfield. Harpeth looks to kick it out, and instead it's intercepted.
Hillsboro moving quick to try and keep that ball down.
Ham plays the drop. Didn't look like anybody was going to be there, but Keith picks it up. Sending it down, and here you just see some people just, standing around. They need to move off ball. They've got to spread this field out, or they won't get anything out of this. Harpeth needs to be more dispersed. And the powerhouse Stephanie Witten, I cannot talk about her enough. She's so strong. She's such a strong player. I love to watch it. I love to watch that drive. I love to watch the intensity. I love to watch the consistency. And she is just, she's a very talented soccer player.
That is definitely very apparent in this game, Cody. They've been moving her all around the field from defense, midfield, offense, and just whatever spot she's in, she's been giving it her best and just bringing the power. It's very good to see.
Harpeth lined up for the goal kick. It's up, and there she is again. That's her, Stephanie Witten. Stephanie Witten, she's doing such a great job today, Nathan.
That she is, Cody.
So good. It's going to be Harpeth's throw. And see, it's this kind of thing where you can see, Hillsboro's offense is just walking back. They need to jog back. They need to give some support for their team. And they need to open up the field for more options for Hillsboro to play it up.
Yeah, definitely. But this just goes back to that stagnicity we were talking about, Cody.
Harpeth would have been offsides, but luckily they weren't. Ball's going to be off the hands of McLean Hawes. So it's going to be a corner kick. Good save by McLean, though. I have to give it to her.
Yeah, definitely the right move to make there. She still went for the ball. If she wasn't there, that would have been straight into the goal, Cody.
And a corner kick's better than a goal any day of the week. So Harpeth lines up to take the kick.
McLean Hall's moving quick to get that ball out of the box. Great move by their goalie.
She runs and boots it upfield. Nobody's there for Hillsboro either. Looked like that was a handball, but no call from the ref, so it's going to be played up. Oh, looks like there was a call back there. Oh, must have been the handball that we were talking about. Look at all this white. See, it's a sea of white, and the red can just exploit that because they just dribble it all around them. White needs to spread this field out. They're all clumping so bad. And see, there's one red in the middle of them, and she receives it. They're just all kind of stagnant. They're clumping.
Like I said earlier, Cody, clumping into clumps.
Clumping into some clumps. Hillsboro trying desperately to get it out of their half. Although this may not have been the best game for Hillsboro, you have to hand it to Harpeth. They have played this game very well. They have had a strong defense. They have had a persistent offense. And they've expanded on that. They've done very well for themselves this game.
That was a great stop there by McLean Hollis. She's really stepped it up in the second half, Cody. Had some great blocks.
Asiana Miller playing back now. Sends it out of bounds. It's going to be a Harpeth throw-in. Looks up for the throw, makes the short pass. Harpeth still brings the ball out of that little thing right there. And Ham takes it away. She's looking for an option. There are none. She's going to try and take it herself. And a split through to a Harpeth player.
And it looks like that is the end of the game, Cody.
That is. So, for everyone here, I'm Cody Mitchell.
And I'm Nathan Healy.
And we would like to thank Bob King, the Fairview High School Media, and Hillsboro for having us videotape their game today.
Yeah. Any comments you'd like to make closing out here, Cody?
I mean, Hillsboro's got to talk, but their intensity is great, their drive is great, their persistency is great. But other than that, I mean, Harpeth just came up luckier today.
Yeah, Harpeth had a strong team today, brought it in their offense, their defense. But Hillsboro just needs to get some more communication going on the field. Which looks like our time up. So again, I'm Nathan Healy.
I'm Cody Mitchell. Thank you. Good night.